Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with PressureCleaningschool.com and DougRuckerStore.com, coming to you with another 2-Tip Tuesday. Hey, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Decra stone-coated roofs. I'm in the process of doing one for my online school students, so I'm going to share a couple of tips here with you on YouTube land. So stay tuned for talking about Decra stone-coated roofs next. All right, guys. So Decra stone-coated roofs, metal roofs, basically. That Decra is actually a brand name of a stone-coated roof. There's several different brands out there, but they're basically metal roofs that have they're stone-coated, so they basically have a grit that is applied to them. And they can look like a regular shingle roof. They can look like a regular tile roof. But you know, on the tile roofs, you can generally tell if you look real close and it has that grit on them. That's a good telling point of it being a stone-coated roof. There's some of their shingle roofs and some of their other models of designs or whatever that you can get can be kind of confusing. Sometimes they can look like a slate roof, but if you go up and tap on it, it'll sound kind of hollow and plasticky or whatever. So you just kind of have to be careful when you're looking at roofs these days. We don't run across a lot of them, but we have cleaned several over the years, and we have several that we do on a maintenance program about once a year, once every 2 years, depending on the algae growth in that particular area and shade and how much moisture they get and all that kind of stuff. So Decra stone coated roofs, they're metal roofs. There are a couple of things that I want to talk to you about, and some mistruths out there about them. So let's get into that right now. So this is what a stone-coated metal roof looks like. This is the back side of it. It's all metal. The front side, of course, has the grit on it. The stone coating is what they call it. And so they're simply applied by this tab. Will go flat onto the roof, and then they insert the screws through the decking to attach it. And then if you see on this side, it's got kind of a little curved edge there that kind of goes and locks into place on the underside of this. And so they just kind of lay flat on a roof. Again, they can look just like a regular shingle roof unless you look at it really close. You can just tell you don't see the space between the shingle, like this part here. There's no air gap here between this part of the shingles like you would see on normal asphalt shingles. So that's kind of what they look like. They're more expensive to install than shingle roofs, but they say they last, 2 to 3 times longer. So the end user cost is supposed to be much cheaper. Shingle roofs are replaced every 10 to 20 years. These can last, they say, anywhere from 30 to 40 years and longer, just depending on weather and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about cleaning next. Hey guys, if you're getting value out of this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell. That way you get notifications every time I come out with a video. Hit that like button and also leave me a comment or a question. If I can help you in any way, I'll try to answer as quickly as I possibly can. So on the cleaning of these, we've always just used our normal bleach mixture, depending on how bad it is, anywhere from a 30 to 40% mixture. bleach to water. And our soap, we use a light soap. Sometimes we rinse these, sometimes we don't, just depends on the landscaping underneath, gutters, that type of thing. But the stone-coated sites that manufacture these roofs, they have a few different cleaners that they recommend, but they say this is not a complete list, and some of them are these like spray and forgets and wet and forgets. I think Bear is one of them, and there's another one, cleanse something. But anyway, we've always just cleaned them with our bleach mixture. We have come behind and cleaned quite a few that have hired somebody that used the spray and forgets and those other things that I just mentioned, because they just didn't do as good a job. And so we've come back after educating the customer and explaining to them why we use the bleach, and that there's no issues using the bleach on them. Show them pictures of the ones we've done in the past, contact previous customers, I don't care. But that's what we've just always used on these, is our standard bleach mixture. One of the big misnomers out there is about walking these, that you shouldn't walk these. We've always walked them, unless they were just too steep to walk. You can damage them by walking, but you have to know how to walk them. And so let me go over that for you next. So when you're walking these, of course, it helps to be a lightweight person. We've always found it easier to walk these when we just wear regular soft-soled, like tennis shoes, running shoes, walking shoes, or whatever. I don't like wearing the cougar paws on these. They're a little bit heavier boot, add a little bit more weight to it. These really hold the soles of rubber, soft-soled running shoes, walking shoes, like that. So the place to walk these, depending on if this was a barrel tile stone-coated roof, you would want to walk in the valleys, not on the ridge part. You could step over the portion here where they overlap, but we try to stay away from that and just walk on the valleys. These lay flat on the roof, so they've got good support underneath them. I mean, we can hit this. If you hit this real hard right here, it's gonna bend eventually. And you can see I just put a little dent. There's a little dent in there. It'd be really hard to see from the road or whatever. But on the back side, you can see, I don't know if you can tell how it just kind of bent in right here. Okay, so as long as you're walking these properly, they can take the weight, but you want to walk in this area here, not on this top of this ridge. That's where it can bend down. So we either walk flat-footed across this way, or if we're tiptoeing, going across, we'll go like this, kind of on our tiptoes or balls of our feet. But you have to be careful. User beware. I'm not telling you to get up there and walk this, you're not going to damage it, but you've got to know how to walk it in order to prevent damage. But they're very easy to walk. Installers, they walk all over them when they're installing them. So don't listen so much that you can't walk these roofs, because you can. They're very well supported underneath because they're basically a flat piece of metal. The only places that you don't want to walk are tops of these ridges. So you can walk this way or walk across. You just don't want, let me turn this down. You just don't want your feet on the top of this where this ridge is. Okay, that's not the walking area. Walk along this way, or if you're coming up this, just watch where your feet are going and don't get on the tops of these either, where it's beat up. Again, you know, they can take some pressure, they can take a little beating, but if you really step on it and were to really put the balls of your feet down like that, you could possibly bend this depending on your weight. So that's a little bit about walking. Again, on the cleaning procedures, we just basically use our bleach solution. Works great. We always take before pictures when we're up there, especially if we see any divots or any damage from previous walking or pressure washing or whatever. Some of those other products I mentioned before actually require pressure washing in order to remove the algae, because they're not doing like bleach does, which is changing the color of the algae stains and oxidizing it. It's just kind of loosening them up, loosening that algae up, making it wet, and then they have to come behind and pressure wash it. They say anywhere between, I think, not over 500 psi, but I've seen some videos and some guys that do it, and it's quite a bit of pressure, and it can stripe the roof, all that kind of thing. So I don't ever use those products. I just use the bleach like we normally do for any other type of roof. All right, guys, that's it on a couple of tips I wanted to give you on Decra stone-coated roofs or stone-coated roofs. Again, Decra is the brand. Good idea to Google that and research on their site. Get familiar with these types of roofs in case you ever run across them. Don't forget, I've got an excellent online video school that I've had for over 10 years. It's got about 230, 250 videos on it, adding more every day. As a matter of fact, I'm doing another one on Decra Stone Coated, a little bit more extensive for the online school students, but I always like to do little short ones about what I'm doing also for YouTube. So that's at pressurecleaningschool.com. You can also click on events, and you can see our schedule for hands-on training that we do here once a month. FAQ page that will just answer a bunch of questions. If you have any questions after reading that, feel free to email me at pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com. And so the online video school, we've got hands-on training here. Been doing both of those for over 10 years. And then we have DougRuckerStore.com for any of your products or equipment, anything that you need, anything we can help you with. Feel free to email us there at DougRuckerStore@gmail.com. So hope everybody's had an awesome spring, getting ready to head into that hot summer. So hope everybody's getting after it, and y'all have a very, very blessed rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever it is. Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with Doug PressureCleaningschool.com and DougRuckerStore.com, coming to you with another two-whip Tuesday.
Doug, I think you just need to go sit in the truck.
Gee, thanks.